life as district treasurer, I'm certainly happy to help in any of those, creating the budgets. I have a good working knowledge of the district budget, as well as part of the role you want to develop a safe environment for youth. And that is a critical thing. And then partnering with the district governor and your assistant governor to help in whatever projects that y'all have, or ask them whatever the need may be that arises within your club. You'll find a lot of this information on Rotary.org. So, these resources will be in DACDB as well. So this presentation you can find in DACDB. How to prepare, doing what you're doing. You've taken the online courses. If you haven't done that, I encourage you to go ahead and do that. You want to look at your club and assess the strengths and weaknesses, see where we are. I mean, we are in a strange world in time, as we all know. So where does the club stand today? And I think we're going to need to take the next, few months to assess where everybody is or isn't, and see what we may be able to do to help with those. Don't feel like you can't ask for help if you need it. Appoint the committee chairs. Ensure that there's continuity in leadership. If you have a leadership succession plan already, that is fantastic. If you don't, I would encourage you to do that. And then, train, do what you're doing today. Come into the president-elect training. We'll have district assemblies in the spring and in the fall, and other membership summits as well. So there's plenty of opportunities to learn, and members in your club to learn as well. Some of the resources that you'll find out there are, there's a president's manual. It is in DACDB as well. I can give you the link here in a minute. The Be a Vibrant Club is another resource. This will be used at the spring training. There's membership growth and retention. There's a Rotary Foundation reference manual that you can use as well. So there are plenty of resources out there. And if there's not something that you're finding, please ask. And then there's some tools that are on Rotary.org. These are some resources that you'll find talking about paying invoices, updating your club membership data, adding club members, and then the online learning center, which hopefully y'all have all looked at and taken a part of already. You were emailed yesterday the Rotary Club, or our reference manual, Rotary Club reference manual for this year. This has a wealth of knowledge in it. It has hopefully everything you may need, and ask questions. If there's not something in here, then George and I missed it. But there's a wealth of knowledge that this can help with. The manual, again, was emailed to you. If you didn't get it, it can be found in DACDB under my name, under 2122 DG Paul Walter, 2021 Pets, Resources and Reference. So the manual will be there for whenever you want to look through it and have an opportunity. It's a helpful tool to answer questions you may have. Included in it, just want to point out a few things. There's some critical dates for training and conferences and important other dates. And something I found most helpful was an 18-month presidential calendar. I used this when I was president and followed it, and thankful that my district governor Lou Mello was on the call, and he helped us through this as well. And I found this the most helpful guide to navigate through the presidential role and planning prior to. Also in the guide will be there are the citations. There's a Rotary citation, and the guidelines and instructions are included. This is one that you will do through Rotary Club Central. So you'll review the information that's in it. There's 25 available goals. You need to pick at least 13 of those, and then you would have to input that information into Rotary Club Central. If you need help entering information, we can get you that help as well. But, and you may ask, well, in this time, is there any issues with social distancing and meeting these goals or achieving these? And yes, the goals were designed such that they kept that in mind. Then they don't require you to absolutely have to have some sort of in-person gathering if you're not able to do so and don't feel safe. The other is the club leadership citation. It is in here, and contains the information that will be helpful for you to plan. And if you can use this, it will help be successful in your year as you go through it and planning prior to. And you know, I love this picture because I don't want you to think that as your role as president or president-elect that you're on this deserted island. I love the little guy swimming down there, I noticed later. But you're not alone. You have the resources at your fingertips to include me. You have your boards, committees. They'll all want to help in the success and the endeavor of trying to reach the citation. The impact and reach that you'll have in leading your club will grow Rotary to do more and grow more. Together, you know, we inspire. Take the opportunity to use the citations as a roadmap, but not just for the sake of achieving a citation. I'm a goal-oriented person and I would just want to achieve it just because it's set before me. But I would say focus more on the impact that you would have in the community and beyond, as you may participate in these activities that are within the citation. You know, as president of my club, I broke down the citation into parts and divided amongst the board members or club members so that it wasn't some onerous task or daunting task for one person to take on. So you can encourage your clubs and inspire them to increase the impact. And it's, again, focus on together we're going to do this together. The 21-22 presidential theme is out. You see it behind me on the Zoom, so I'm not giving away any secrets, but it is an opportunity for me to announce this. And I don't want to steal any thunder from Shaker tomorrow, but I did want to make sure that you are aware of some things that he will potentially go over or he went over with us. So the theme for the coming year is serve to change lives. And to me, it is something that each year we wonder how the theme is going to fit and is it going to be something you like or strange, but I love this one. I mean, to me, it's to the basics, serving to change lives. You know, President-elect Shaker is urging members to become more involved in service projects, saying that caring for and serving others is the best way to live because it changes not only other people's lives, but also your own. Another initiative that you'll hear more about is Each One Bring One. Shaker would like to see Rotary grow from 1.2 million to 1.3 million in the next 16 months. This is going to be a task that I think that we could accomplish, and it's going to take everybody, as the statement says, each one bring one, asking that every Rotarian in our district would bring one member into Rotary between now and June 30th, 2022. And another initiative is a Rotary Days of Service. This is similar to if you've been involved into ROCS, Rotarians Offering Community Service. It has a few more components that I liked about it. One is having the participants be, 25% of the participants would be non-Rotarians. So that would encourage us to get people from our community to be involved in service projects. They may see an opportunity to get involved in service, and then at a later date, they may see the value of Rotary and joining us in a Rotary Club. So you'll, again, hear more about that. I've asked District Governor nominee designate Mike Dukoski to help me with that. If there's any questions or concerns, he will be a point person for the Rotary Days of Service for our district. The next one is empowering girls. Being a father of two girls, I certainly am happy to see this. You know, the Shaker's views on it are, you know, too many girls face discrimination and disadvantage, the lack of opportunities. You know, empowering girls will mean securing their education, securing their health, economic development, equipping them with the skills for greater opportunities. It is something that will be focused on, and you will hear more with Shaker's talk tomorrow potentially, or hear more in other meetings that we may have. But again, want to make you aware of this so that you can bring that information back to your club. And then make sure I wanted to point out the 7th area of focus is protecting the environment that you've been hearing this year. And we'll open up on July 1, you can apply for grants that would be participating in protecting the environment. And as George said, I particularly picked this picture of a longleaf pine stand of trees, and that's what I'm dreaming that our little farm in God's country, aka Williamsburg County, will look like in about 20 years. So we're just at the seedling stage right now. So I'm dreaming about that forest. There will be presidential conferences. 7 are to be held in the world. The one that will be closest to us will be in Texas. It'll be held in June of 2022, adjacent either before or after the international convention. So more information to come, just really putting this information out there so that you're aware of it. And if you want to attend one of the other conferences in the world, you're certainly welcome to, but the closest one to us will be in Houston. Now, shifting gears a little bit, George mentioned that I'm a genealogist. So being a genealogist, I like to know where I've come from. And then as Rotarians, I think it's important to know where we have come from. So I start with our founders. In the photo are certainly one I know you've heard of, Paul Harris, but you've also got Lore, Sheely, and Shorey, and they are known as our 4 founders. Little known fact, now if you miss a meeting, you become the 5th founder or the 5th Rotarian. Unfortunately, Mr. Ruggles missed the first meeting. He made the second meeting, and because he missed that first meeting, he's not listed as one of the 4 founders. So that is the value of making sure that you make meetings. I do have a question for you though, just a little known trivia. Maybe it's wider known than I think, but can anyone tell me the office number in Chicago of where the first meeting was held? Anybody know? No, nobody's jumping out? Room 711, a part of the Unity Building in downtown Chicago. So now you can go back and dazzle your club with some maybe useless or not so useless trivia. Our structure, I want to give you, I'm a numbers guy and I like to see what our structure is. So we are made up of 1.2 million Rotarians. We have 35,000 plus clubs, 200 countries, 34 zones, 527 districts, roughly 18 districts in a zone. We're part of zone 33. We have 77 clubs in our district and then 16 areas within the district as well, roughly 5 clubs per area. And today, well, as of the 23rd, we're at 3,479 members, and we actually are down 74 from the start of the year, July 1. But I wanted you to, again, have this information. This, if it's something that you want, we'll have this presentation on DACDB so that you can get it. And then where we are in the world, I thought this was interesting to see so that you can get an idea of where we are in the world. And this give you some general numbers. And this got me thinking, where do I fit in this? And at a recent, the International Assembly, Shaker said that service is in our DNA. And so I was, I wanted to check. So I looked at my DNA and I see I'm English, Scottish, got a little European Jewish down there and Germanic Europe. I didn't see service anywhere. But I got an email recently where they had updated the DNA results, and come to find out when I checked it this week, I was amazed by the fact that I do have service in my DNA. So 20% is in service, and 20% leadership, 20% in diversity, 20% integrity, and 20% fellowship. I like the fellowship. I wish that percentage was a little higher. All joking aside, but I wanted you to note the core values there. Those are the things that, again, service is part of our DNA. And I do have my little disclaimer down there that Jennifer, my wife, is not letting me claim that this is my actual DNA results. So sorry for the putting you on. As an individual, the 4-way test is important to all our activities. It's the things that I think, say, or do And to me, it's the center of everything that we do. You know, if I'm involved in one of these activities that are on the outer circle, it's all because it boils down to the service above self, four-way test, or doing good in the world. And these are the things that I like to do or have been a part of. And ultimately, it goes back to that four-way test. And I think we need to live that and be the champions of it for our clubs and certainly ourselves. Now, as a leader of your club, the clubs will participate in the various activities and when within the areas of, avenues of service. And we want these avenues of service to work in concert with the areas of focus. These are the 7 areas of focus that you'll hear more from a speaker today later. And so you'll learn more during the session with Bob, DGE Bob. Back to that desert island, you know, we're not alone. Together, we end polio. Together, we inspire clubs. Together, we grow Rotary. And together, we serve to change lives. While the world may be different today, you know, we remain constant in our resolve to serve to change lives. The 2122 theme, Rotary International theme, speaks volumes in my mind. This is the why. We're Rotarians. It's why we do what we do. Our why is to serve. And therefore, in doing so, we change lives across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. As we move closer and closer to polio eradication, I find my why in photos like this. You know, it's the reasons I give my treasures to the foundation. I can trust and take comfort in the fact that we take on projects around the globe and they're with fellow Rotarians who are following the same four-way test. And we can rest assured that as we give our time, talents, and treasures, we're doing good in the world. So you, as the club presidents-elect, will answer this question. Together we, ... You need to fill in the blank and then find out what your why is. Why do you do what you do? Thank you.